This month welcomes a new theme about writing that I started a couple of weeks ago. It's planning your writing, and so here are the second and third installments. My name is Michelle Thompson. I'm your academic and legal coach. I've worked as a lawyer and as a coach and academic for many years, and I've learned lots about writing that I like to pass on to you every Friday at around 10:30 right here. So my tip this week is to plan your writing. And you can use that plan to actually manage your revise and resubmit. So let me say more. Many of us in academia are starting to see the beginning of the end of the semester, right? You have a whole whopping 12 glorious weeks ahead of you without any teaching responsibilities, unless you teach during the summer. But it's only 12 weeks. It's the length of a semester. So don't forget that you will have to prepare your fall courses, that you will want time to take a break and to manage other things that you don't normally get to handle in your life. So last week I was on spring break and I milked it and I didn't get a writing tip to you, so I'm combining a couple of things. One is that to manage the subparts of what you're doing and to leveraging revise and resubmit. So remember, you don't want to start the summer thinking, I'm going to write the entire book or I'm going to write the entire article, unless you're on the absolute last section of your the last chapter or the last section of your article. You want to be strategic in how you manage your work. So being strategic means knowing all the subparts of what you're doing. Wendy Laura Belcher, who writes Writing Your Journal article in 12 weeks, provides incredible guidance, right? This book has been invaluable to me in terms of taking a work and revising it to submit for a journal. Each chapter provides you with a subtask as you rework your article, and even you can even apply this to a chapter of a book. So she looks at everything from the micro to the macro structure and she makes sure that your research is on point, and she gives you a roadmap. You don't even have to figure this out yourself. You gotta love it, right? So go get the book. That'll help you divide it into subparts. Now, as for revise and resubmits for journals, the reviewers actually give you what to handle. So Belcher gives you gives you forms to write out what they want you to change, and I will put that form in the comments afterwards. But this list is crucial because you don't want to be in a position where you don't address all of their feedback, because if you don't, you may not actually get your work published, and that is not going to work, right? I took this one step further. I put the critiques in 3 categories, right? So I filled out her form. I did put them in 3 categories. The first stuff was the icky stuff, the stuff that was hardest to do. And it was like the structures, filling out content. And it would be the stuff that I'd be inclined to ignore or leave until the very last minute. So I did that first. Do the icky first. That way everything else is downhill, right? Then there's the intermediate category, right? The stuff that'll take time, but it's actually not as consuming as the harder stuff. Maybe it's simply looking up citations. Maybe it's filling out the argument I've already done. You get the point. Finally, there are the copy edits. That's the really easy stuff. This moves quickly, it's a little work, and it's great reward because you see big results quickly. So leave that until last. So here are my tips for structuring your writing. 1, invest in Belcher's book. It takes your writing projects into really serious bites. And then use the reviewer's feedback to structure your work, right? So if you have any questions about this, go ahead, send me a note. I love helping people structure and prioritize their writing. If you're new to this page, go ahead and like it. Any thoughts you have about this, I'd love to see in the comments. I will get back to you. And I will also put my newsletter there. You can sign up there. So I will be swift, be sharp, and so long. Have a great weekend and great writing. Bye.